The Knicks fall to the Pistons. It is over. The Knicks did not have a good showing. The Knicks were without two of their starters in this one, Karl-Anthony Towns, and also OG Anunoby. Josh Hart left this game with an injury. The Pistons were without Jalen Duren.
Deuce McBride also
not playing.
Period of time.
Deuce McBride out for a long period of time. There's some conflicting information that I've heard on Deuce McBride that I'm going to start with here, and I meant to mention this during the game. There was a report from The Athletic that he would be out 6 to 8 weeks. However, I can tell people that we here at the Post have talked to some people who are doctors, and they said sometimes with that injury, the sports hernia, that could sometimes be 10 weeks to 12 weeks. Doctors have told us here at the Post.
Yeah.
So I can say that.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I think the 6 to 8 might be a little optimistic. I hope it's 6 to 8.
Yeah.
But that is a little optimistic.
Could also be just a reevaluation period.
And it could be that too. Yeah. So you hope he's right by then. But not a good night for the Knicks in Detroit. They lose to the Pistons for the Pistons second time this season, blowout fashion. Guys, what I will say to this is, personally, do I think this is a big deal? No, but I'm also the person that doesn't overreact about a lot of stuff in the way I think a lot of people who watch basketball in the NBA do. Would you have liked a better showing? Sure, but all things considered, with the roster that was out there tonight, I'm not losing sleep over this one.
Now, I'm not losing sleep. I will say this: I do not like the level of confidence that maybe the Pistons are gaining now versus the Knicks. I feel as if with the way that they performed so far this season as a whole and the way that they performed now 2 times against the Knicks, it's going to give them an added level of confidence going into a potential playoff series against the Knicks. So I'm not a fan of that. With that being said, you have to consider who has been out there or who's not out there for the Knicks. I think the Knicks are just fine. I would also say there's a lot to still be learned from this matchup as well because Jalen Brunson has yet kind of struggled. This is the second time he struggled against the Pistons this season. First game, he had 6 turnovers. I don't know the final stats of tonight's game, but he clearly struggled again tonight. The Knicks need to every team needs to be in the lab, but I think I kind of like when teams expose what the Knicks do wrong. And the Pistons expose faults in the Knicks offense. They've done it. And so now, the Knicks and regardless of who was in and out the lineup, they've exposed some things. And so it's only going to make the Knicks better. At the end of the day, I'm always going to nothing happened at the trading deadline to make me feel like the Knicks don't have the best roster in the Eastern Conference. And as long as I hold on to that belief, I chalk it up as a learning lesson.
I think you're looking at this pretty rationally. I don't think everybody else does that. And I understand that people will say, look, the Knicks tonight, they scored 80 points. Okay? They had 80 points. It is their lowest scoring game in quite some time. I think last night 73 against the Sixers. This was years ago. So it's been a long time since the Knicks have scored this low amount of points. Jalen Brunson was not good tonight. Okay? Nobody can say that. Am I killing Jalen Brunson, who just had a 42-piece against the Denver Nuggets, one of the best teams in the NBA?
Absolutely not.
He was 4 of 20. He was 0 of 8 from downtown. Terrible. He actually did not have a turnover tonight. One of the things I saw from him...
Didn't feel like that.
Didn't feel like it. One of the things I saw from him in the Denver game is he had 4 turnovers in the first quarter, I believe, and then only had 1 the rest of the way in that one. Jalen Brunson, 12 points. Jalen Brunson usually figures things out. Bryan mentioned during the game, Mikal Bridges was the best player. Knicks lose 118 to 80. 80 points for the Knicks. That's not saying much.
Not tonight, at least.
I tend to look like you at stuff and say, games like this, fans can get mad because they want things to be perfect, but it all comes down to the end of the day, how do you respond? Now we'll get to more, and they got a game on Boston, and we'll see what they can do against Boston and all that on Sunday. But nothing's perfect. Sometimes you gotta get exposed. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta get exposed, and then you got to respond.
I think
I still
there's some
don't-
people who would say this happened already.
Yeah, but the circumstance matters, right?
Yeah.
I get it. It's easy to jump on. Oh, they got blown out. LOL, Knicks. Blah 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 blah.
I think 70-point differential with the Pistons or something along
right,
those
and
lines.
those numbers are what people are going to harp on.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you take out of a game with no Cat, with no Deuce, with no OG. What are we doing? Like, there's only so much I could take out of that. Tip your hat to the Pistons. Great game played. You did what you're supposed to do. After losing to the Wizards the night before, we understand.
Yeah.
Bryan, are you concerned about the Knicks, who now have won 8 out of 9 games, or is this ring the alarm time for you? Are you ready to trade Jalen Brunson in the offseason? You know what I mean? Start Tyler
No.
Kolek. What are you doing?
No, I think if you had concerns, which all of which we do to varying degrees, I don't think tonight is the reason you're concerned necessarily, just because of the shorthandedness of the team. I think it's just in general. You have questions about the team's defensive ceiling. You have questions about the team just gelling offensively consistently despite their offensive talent. But tonight it's a little bit different because you don't have 4 of your best players finishing the game, because Josh Hart also got hurt with an ankle injury and left prematurely. Deuce is out for a while, Cat's out, OG's out. Jalen Duren's out for the Pistons, and that's meaningful because he's been all-star level and their second best player. But you'd probably, if you want to take away something from a game, you would take away more from the first game. But we also outlined during this show, regular season last year, you got your ass whooped by the Cavs, you got your ass whooped by the Celtics, and then in the playoffs, we saw what happened with the Celtics for different reasons, I would say, stylistically. But here, tonight specifically, I'm not freaking out about it. It's not good, and nothing about this is great. But if I'm going to remember something going into a playoff series, like, this isn't necessarily going to be part of it. I give the Pistons credit more than anything else because they're not playing with their food. They have a team who's shorthanded, who's missing some important pieces, and they're like, okay, we're winning by 40. We're not underperforming the way a lot of other teams in the NBA would do this. And you see this throughout because a lot of teams are injured. A lot of teams have guys on the injury report on a night-to-night basis, and they're always playing shorthanded. And the Knicks are going to be doing more of that now that Deuce McBride's out for an extended period of time. But they're taking advantage of that and being like, yo, we're not going to just mess around and lose this game, especially coming off of a loss to the Wizards at home last night. On the second half of a back-to-back, they basically took it out on the Knicks. Like, this felt like the game they wanted to get up for. They didn't particularly care about last night. So, if anything, I just give credit to the Pistons for being really, really good. I think they're an awesome, awesome team right now, and they have to prove it in the playoffs. And I think even last year in the playoffs, they played well in that series against the Knicks. I think they can take another step this year.
Yeah, we'll see with that. I would love it. Could we put up? We had a good poll. Could we put up another poll in the chat? Are you concerned following this Knicks second loss to the Pistons, second blowout loss to the Pistons? Yes or no? Are you concerned? Yes or no? Would like to hear from the people what the concern level is. Josh Hart, you mentioned rolls his ankle in this one.
That could be concerning.
That I think could be concerning.
He's had a
You
few
talked
things
about
this year.
Harrison. He's missed a couple games. You talked about how good he was playing before that. He had the 3 straight games of 20-plus points before the Wizards game. He's played really good basketball. He's been an energizing bunny for his team. He's been knocking down his threes this year. He's done the things you were talking about. If they're without him, Boston and beyond, or maybe through the All-Star break, you know, how concerned are you about that? Scale of 1 to 10, how concerned are you?
A 5.
Okay.
Yeah, because even if he misses the Boston game, what does that mean? They lose a regular season game to Boston? What did losing to Boston mean last year? Absolutely nothing. It meant going to the Eastern Conference Finals. I will say this, I'm always going to flip it to a positive side. If they don't end up playing, if he can't play, Josh Hart can't play, hopefully that's an opportunity to play Mitch and Cat together. Put them in. I know Mike Brown has started to kind of put that in the rotation. Let's see what that looks like as a starting lineup. Because, let's face it, when you're going against potentially the Cavs, when you play against potentially the 76ers, when you play against a other teams in the Eastern Conference, you might want to flash that double big lineup. Let's say the Knicks go to the NBA Finals. You might want to flash that double big lineup against OKC with Chet and Isaiah Hartenstein. You might want to flash that double big lineup when you go against the Nuggets with Jokic and Aaron Gordon. So when a team is this good on paper and you have an injury or two during the regular season that's not catastrophic, this could be a blessing in disguise. Let's mess around and see what we got.
I like looking like that. You can experiment with some things, and Mike Brown has shown the willingness to do that, like to experiment some things. So we will see what goes on here. I do think you can't run away from this. I thought this was a big weekend for the Knicks to show what they have. But you and even I, when we came into the building today, we were like, man, like no Cat, no OG kind of takes a little bit out of this. Also with the deuceness of him not being there, takes out of it here. But it's Boston. It's New York, Boston on Sunday. You know, you want to see a bounce back. The Knicks generally this season, despite that except for that 2-9 stretch, have been a team that's bounced back pretty well. Do you expect them to show, depending on who's out there too? We don't know. We'll see what the injury reports are tomorrow and stuff. Do you expect them to bounce back with that kind of fight on Sunday?
I do. I mean, I would expect Cat would be back as well. And I would like for him to take advantage of Nikola Vucevic. Yeah, I don't think this is the type of team. This is not the type of team that I think is going to take a spanking like this. Well, and they got spanked tonight. Look back to last night. The Pistons got upset by the Washington Wizards, and they came out with the level of intentionality tonight. I think the Knicks come out with some intentionality on Sunday against Boston. Whether they win or lose, I don't think they're going to tolerate getting destroyed, which is what happened tonight.
It's funny because this game is interesting to me, Bryan, because I thought initially, despite who they didn't have, they came out with some good energy defensively, and then it just all fell apart.
Yeah.
You know, it just all fell apart. Did you look at sometimes I think effort gets used lazily when we talk about sports. I don't think this had anything to do with effort. They were just out-executed. And they out-talented. Sometimes that happens. Detroit has more talent with what they had in their roster, despite not having Duran tonight than they did. Would you like to see certain people be better? Yes.
Yeah, I don't think when you're watching a lineup of Brunson, McHale, Mitch, Josh Hart, I'm forgetting the other person who was there, but basically, like, you know, you're more of your core guys, and Cade's off the floor and Duran's out, and you're losing those minutes that are led by Tobias Harris, essentially, and Asar Thompson and Ron Holland. That's probably not ideal. So there are
Harrison warned about those minutes too.
Yeah, and there are pieces of this where, look, I have questions about in the playoffs. This team is going to be able to throw a lot of size onto Jalen Brunson, size and switchability from a defensive standpoint. And if you're going to have Jalen Brunson play inefficiently if they play each other in the playoffs from an offensive standpoint, then other guys have to step up offensively consistently. So, like, I have questions about the matchup from that perspective, but we're not even there yet. As far as tonight, we'll see. And as far as Sunday, Boston won that game against the Heat tonight where they were getting destroyed early on. They came back and won the game 98-96, speaking of old school basketball, low-scoring basketball, and unders. The Celtics, 36-15 in the third quarter against the Heat. Third quarter for the Heat, as their fans call it. Nikola Vucevic, who Harrison just mentioned, 11 points, 12 rebounds off the bench, also 4 assists in 28 minutes, was a plus 11. Neemias Queta, 2 points, 11 rebounds in the starting lineup in 22 minutes. Jaylen Brown had a big night, customary. They shot 28% and 1 from 3. I think that might have more to do with how disjointed the Heat have been as of late. Khalil Ware played 10 minutes. So
how many threes did Boston end up hitting in that game because they were struggling?
10 of 36, and the Heat were 13 of 40, so 32% to 28%, not a big difference from the field, not a big difference either. I want to watch the game and see what actually happened there. I know Wiggins, Bam, and Powell were cooking early, but then ended up fading away, and their bench seemingly didn't do anything. But Boston's coming in also healthy. Like, Jason Tatum's their only injury right now in the injury report, and they've figured out ways to win. This is not last year's team where they were just 3-point crazy. And granted, they were shredding regular season teams last year and obviously the year before. But this year they're more balanced. Jaylen Brown, obviously, like he'll take some threes. Derek White will take some threes, but they have a little bit more of a physical defensive presence now, and they can switch. They have guys that can switch on defense also, like Hugo Gonzalez, by the way, who's a rookie who's playing really well defensively this year for them. Jordan Walsh has done it in spurts as well. And Sam Hauser, people think because he's like, a white dude, like he can actually defend a little bit as well. Jaylen Brown, obviously, Derek White, obviously. Vucevic, I don't know how much he's going to help him defensively, but I do think he'll be re-energized. Like, I think you'll get a better version of him than what you've seen from the Bulls last couple of years. So that matchup is fascinating to me. I hope the Knicks are healthier for that because I actually want to see where both teams are coming away from tonight.
Yeah, I definitely like to see that. Looking at some of the stats in this one, we talked about Jalen Brunson, his 4th-20. Mikal Bridges, Bryan said he was their best player. 7 of 16 tonight, 19 points, a team-high 19 points for the Knicks. Knicks only had 3 players in double figures, Bridges, Brunson with his 12. Jordan Clarkson, 11 points off the bench. However, we should note that was an adventure with Jordan Clarkson in his minutes off the bench.
A lot of garbage time tonight.
Of garbage time tonight.
A lot of garbage time.
Tyler Kolek had 19. Kevin McCullough Jr. had 19.
He did?
Minutes, not points.
Oh,
Minutes.
it's like, what?
Minutes. Be very clear. Pacome Dadier got 7 minutes. Trey Jemison got 7 minutes, so it was good. Josh Hart, we talked about him leaving the game. No update on him yet. Mitchell Robinson, this is a stunner. Only 3 rebounds
in 20
in this
minutes.
game tonight in 20 minutes.
RIP to everyone who took over 10.5.
Yeah, Mohamed Diawara did not pull out that win.
Didn't pull out the over either.
Nobody won anything betting-wise today,
Didn't
right?
pull-
Well, no, you got that under.
Well, it was a part of a parlay.
So you did not win.
Mo Diawara missed all his threes, so he didn't get the 5.5 points. Josh Hart got hurt, didn't get the 7.5 rebounds. So well, I mean, I'll win in some of these other games because I don't know if you've seen the Pelicans and the Timberwolves, but Anthony Edwards is 33 points and we have time left. So
yeah, I would have won, except Mikal Bridges missed his only free throw when he had 3 free throws at the line. He only had 2 of 3. I would have had 20
Bam
points.
making 2 threes. Let's see. Yeah, nothing in this next game.
All right, so none of us won there. The Knicks didn't
Bobby
win
Portis.
here. Look at some of the comments. The comments that you guys have after the game. We have Greg Filmstuff says, I'm not concerned, but if people want to crash out, then crash out. Well,
Sounds like Greg.
I know some of y'all will crash out. Jake Lomazzo, 8867, says, Knicks aren't winning the finals this year. We have too many guards and less wings for the bench. That's not good enough, and we have no defensive mentality anymore. Did you watch the last 8 games?
I would say worry about getting to the finals first.
But also, like, the Knicks just played defense really good the last 8 games. I know this is going to sound crazy, people, even though they gave up 127 to Denver. If you looked at their defensive effort against the number 1 offense in the league, it was really good. Like, you can't have watched the last 8 games before this to say the Knicks had no defensive mentality.
Yeah.
Now, you might tell me how they looked against in January, and that didn't look great for most of January. They've been better than an average defense recently. Like, I still don't think they're great. I still think there's a higher ceiling they can get to. Let me ask you this, Harrison, since we have this. I've been saying all year, and then I kind of backed off of it for a little bit. Ryan knows this. Knicks could be a top 8 to 10. I said they need to be a top 8 to 10 defense. Do you think they can get there? They're about 13 right now, heading into tonight's game. Do you think they can get to top 10, into the top 10?
You said that 13 right now?
Yep. In defensive
And
rating.
they've largely been below that. They've been 17, 19 a lot of the year.
At the bottom part of that losing stretch they had, they went down to, I think it was 19, 20.
Yeah.
They've shot back up through this 8 out of 9.
I think they can. It's going to be tough. But we'll see what Jose Alvarado could do, right? We'll see what maybe some lineups can look like with Mitch out there more with Cat. You've seen like Mike Brown starting to play it a lot more in that when they get to the second quarter, like you're seeing Mitch come in and play with him a little bit more. Mm-hmm. So there's an opportunity there. And frankly, with all the teams that are going to be tanking, the Knicks might smack around some teams that creep up there. Because there might be about 10 to 12 teams that are just no good during the second half of the season. So there's an opportunity. I would also say this, too. When it comes to defensive rating, one of the things that could help them is just having better offense. Like you saw tonight, part of the reason why they were so bad defensively tonight because they had so many poor offensive possessions.
Transition defense.
Transition defense.
Yep.
Just
A lot
quality.
of missed long threes, lets long rebounds, and guys pushing it, and yeah,
Or even just like
not taking care of the ball.
Yeah, not taking care of the ball. There's poor shot quality. Even just getting better shot quality will make you a better defensive unit. So it's on the table. I want to bet on it. Thankfully, it's not on market. You can bet on.
Okay, so you wouldn't bet on it. That's not a lot.
But it's on the table.
Not a lot of confidence. Russ Beetle 63 says, not concerned at all. This team cannot win every game, but this team can win a 7-game series. Yeah, sure, they can win a 7-game series. They got to play better than this. You know, I think if healthy, look, I will still say this. We seem like, if healthy, I'm picking the Knicks. I'm not saying I'm uber confident in it, but I would pick the Knicks.
Pick the Knicks to win the East?
Yeah, I still think the Knicks will win the East. I'm still on that vibe.
Of course.
I'm still on that train. I still do. Brian, don't look at me like that.
What?
What are you thinking?
I'm not looking at you
I thought
like
you were like,
anything.
I don't know if I'm gonna say that.
I don't think you've moved off that all season. No.
No,
There's no reason to.
I don't see. There's no.
I think they should.
I have respect for Detroit, and I think it'll be a tough series. But I'm still taking the Knicks.
Assuming that,
Assuming Detroit doesn't get there. Gets to where I think they would play the
assuming
Knicks.
they both get there.
Right, we'll see.
I also want to be fair to Denver because Aaron Gordon was out and Peyton Watson did get hurt in that game. Peyton Watson, I don't know if you've seen him lately, but Peyton Watson's
He's been hooping out of his mind.
ridiculous.
This was the
Both
Knicks'
teams were a
most.
little shorthanded.
This was the Knicks' most lopsided loss they had since 2019.
Okay.
So we went back to we talked about the pre-COVID days.
Oh my goodness!
Right?
2019.
And this is a much better team. Do you remember 2019?
Those first 2 months of Julius Randle. Oh my God. Wait, was it the 18-19 season? Because that's the Luke Cornett era Knicks. That's
1920 season, not the 18-19
1920.
season.
Okay, that's R.J. Barrett's rookie year. Julius Randle,
A little Marcus Morris Senior up in that team.
a bunch of mercenaries.
Yeah.
Bobby Portis.
Yeah.
Who came through with an over for me tonight.
Yeah, that was a rough time.
Tough time.
Not
Was
saying they
Wayne Ellington on that team?
I believe so.
Tough times.
Reggie Bullock, Dennis Smith Jr.
And they lost to Milwaukee 132-88. That was the game that was their most lopsided game. This is the most lopsided game they've had since then.
They gave up 130. Oh, Milwaukee was good. No, never mind. Milwaukee was a contender. They lost to the Heat in the playoffs, but Milwaukee was a contender.
Was a good team.
I mean, they won the title the year after.
Can you name the starting lineup for the Knicks?
That season?
Yeah. That game.
Wow.
Was Kadeem Allen in it?
No. Kadeem Allen was not in it. But damn, that is a pullback from that season.
Throwback name.
That is a throwback from that season. He wore 0 for the Knicks. Kadeem Allen was 0. That
stunk. He might have been the year before. I don't
I
know.
think.
That wasn't Alonzo Trier either. R.J. Barrett was in the starting lineup for sure. R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle.
Hold on. R.J. Barrett,
Julius
Randle. You're right, because you have 2.
Ennis Cantor or Mitchell Robinson? One of them two?
Mitchell Robinson did not start. Ennis Cantor not on the roster.
He wasn't on the
Kadeem Allen did play in that game, just to let you know. He did play 16 minutes. He played 16 minutes in that game.
That's wild.
Frank Ntilikina?
No.
Oh my God! All right, who was the center? I can't remember.
Who started at center?
Yeah, it wasn't Luke Cornett. It wasn't.
No, come on. You should get this.
I don't think people are enjoying.
I got to see this.
Who does this person?
He'll
start with?
gonna be mad when he doesn't know it. Yeah.
Who's this person? It's not Bobby Portis.
No, Bobby Portis came off the bench.
Who's the person? What does the person's name start with?
T.
Nah, it's too
Taj
easy.
Gibson.
Taj Gibson.
Oh my God!
All right, you got 2 more. You got R.J. Barrett, you got Julius Randle, you got Taj
What
Gibson.
positions are the other two?
Small forward and point guard. Jesus Christ.
Gotta see this.
Dennis Smith
roster.
Jr.
Dennis Smith Jr. started at point.
Okay.
Reggie Bullock?
Oh yeah.
No, Reggie
This
Bullock
was
was a
a
couple
mistake,
seasons.
bro.
Yeah, that's you and I just talked about this person
Lance
the other
Thomas?
day. No.
It was a mistake.
You and I just talked about this person the other day.
Alonzo Trier.
Alonzo Trier played 12 minutes in this game, had 10 points on 5 shots. He did not get the start.
Who is the small forward? What does it start with?
K.
Kevin Knox.
Kevin Knox. Kevin Knox.
Wait, who? Dennis Smith Jr., R.J. Barrett, Kevin Knox, Julius Randle,
Taj
Gibson. Those were the days. Jeez.
What a time.
That was
to be
that was the
alive.
last pre-Tibbs team, right? Taj Gibson.
The Knicks were 4-17 at the time. They were 1-9 on the road with this loss, which was
I actually didn't think they were going to be that bad that year.
They were bad. You know who got minutes in this game? Remember Izzy Brazdakis?
Oh my God. He's still getting them checks. Just not in the NBA.
Damian Dotson
Wow.
recorded minutes in that
I
game,
like
guys. Damian Dotson. Mitchell Robinson, 23 minutes at 4 points. He did a 14 rebounds.
Look at what New Yorkers dealt with.
I think I saw something that said Mitchell Robinson's the longest tenured player in the NBA
For his
current team.
For his team that drafted him. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
Well, no, because Steph Curry.
Steph Curry.
Oh, Steph.
No, he's the longest tenure Nick for sure.
Oh, you know what it is? He's longest tenure for that draft class.
Oh, okay.
Because in
yeah,
2018, like Shea's been traded.
Yeah.
Brunson's
it.
obviously
Yeah, that's it.
moved.
That's it.
Luka's been traded. Trey.
That's it.
Aiton's moved. Like, that's what it is, which is crazy.
All right, back to some more comments. Jake Lamazau says we're not going anywhere with this roster.
Izzy Brazdakis, by the way, is in the EuroLeague right now.
Wow.
He's playing for
Jake
Zagros.
Lamazau seems very concerned that we don't have any size. Are you concerned about the lack of size on the Knicks?
I think they do need a third center, not one to like. I just Hukporty, man. I expected more. It's really where I'm at, and I think in the playoffs, just in case something like Cat has an injury history. Mm-hmm. The laceration is not a long-term thing, but he has an injury history. Mitchell Robinson has an injury history. I just think you need an insurance guy, and I don't know if Hukporty is the guy you want to throw in just in case. Both guys could also, Cat specifically, get into foul trouble. And I'm not trying to play OG at center if I'm Mike Brown. I know it worked against the Sixers in spurt.
Small sample.
But, like, Boston just got bigger. Some of these other teams, like Detroit's bigger. Cleveland's got two centers. Well, a center and a half, but, like, two bigs. Like, Orlando's big as well, also. Like, even though they've had Orlando's number.
Has size cost them games, though?
No, I mean, the Knicks' superpower is offensive rebounding. One of the best offensive rebounding teams in the NBA.
Right.
Here's what I would say.
Size helps them. They feed off of it, I think.
I wish they had more size on the perimeter.
See, that's where I agree with you.
I
too.
wish they had a shooting guard that wasn't Mikal Bridges that was over 6'5".
A lot of teams would like that, though.
You basically want, like, a bigger Josh Hart, or Josh Hart to
I would like another Josh Hart.
but like 6'8",
Yeah,
6'9".
Exactly.
that you could throw on guys and
Yeah, that'd be nice.
yeah, because it's funny. It's funny because Jake Lamazau say we don't, that's why they lose games, and I'm like, I don't think size is the reason that they've lost the games that they've lost. Like,
No, look at the rebounding numbers. The Knicks are one of the best rebounding teams in the NBA.
yeah,
Yeah, it's not size that does it.
and look, it helps they have the best pound for pound rebounder of the game in Josh Hart, in my opinion. They've got the best offensive rebounder of the game with Mitchell Robinson,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah, the best
arguably
top
the
overall rebounder.
and an elite defensive rebounder in Karl Towns.
Yeah, so size ain't.
Now, size on the perimeter, I think that's what you got to specify. Size on the perimeter. Not still saying that I don't disagree with you that they can't use another big for insurance, because I have
Just
to say
an insurance big. It's a small
It's
thing,
a small thing, but it's insurance big.
You can't have
size
a-
on the
I don't
perimeter.
know if they'll lose
You know-
a playoff series because of it. I don't know, but
It's not high on my concern list.
I mean, look, I think for all the things Jose Alvarado's going to bring, and I love Jose Alvarado, he ain't going to bring size. So
the Knicks. It's going to be very difficult to have a perfect roster. Has there ever been really a perfect roster?
No, we like
You
to
know,
act
like-
and talk like people have perfect rosters, but they don't.
Yeah, every roster has a hole. It's
The
all-
best
it's up to
team
the-
is usually
now.
close
Yeah.
to. Yeah, it's hard in the second apron. The best team
Yeah.
is maybe close to a perfect roster. There's even things the Oklahoma City Thunder wish they could have more
Offense.
of. Offense. They'd probably like a little bit more shooting if it
Right.
was up
and
to them.
to be fair to them, they've been destroyed with injuries this year. Like, they're still the best team because of their depth, but their injuries have been, like, Shea's now out for a couple weeks.
Which shows you need to be healthy. It's about when your injuries happen at the right time. What do you learn from your losses at the right time?
Right.
Right? Is Oklahoma City freaking out? I mean, if they don't have Shea, they're probably not going to win. But now it's about can they survive these weeks without Shea?
Someone asked if Diawara is a big, and no, he's not.
No. He's a big wing that could turn
He's a
into.
tall wing.
He's a tall, big and tall too.
Yeah.
He's a tall wing that could turn into what you would like down the road.
Yeah.
Not now.
Yeah.
A guy that can be on the perimeter, can guard. I like his makeup. He doesn't look lost defensively. I'm a Diawara fan.
Yeah.
But
It's different. He's not a big. Like
He's not there yet.
Mitchell Robinson is big man. Evan Mobley's tall man.
Diawara.
Diawara's tall wing man.
Dio, I told you guys I covered that 19 Raptors team. Diawara, he reminds me of the impact that OG Anunoby had on that Raptors team, which was minimal.
Yeah.
Remember, OG didn't play in those playoffs. He had I forget what the injury was that he had. But
he had a lot of injuries.
Yeah, he had a lot of injuries. So he won the title with Toronto, but OG never really won the title with the Toronto. Right? He never really played.
He started blossoming after that.
But I think, but he'll tell you, him being there for that and watching what happened and learning winning habits and seeing how Kawhi played and seeing how the team came together is what has made OG what he is now. And so Diawara, being in this situation now, watching a guy like OG blossom, potentially being affiliated with the Eastern Conference Finals championship team, maybe being affiliated with an NBA Finals team, could maybe make him something going forward that the Knicks could be very happy about. I love his makeup. He obviously has a very his physical frame is something you want to build upon. You want him around for hopefully what can be a long, extended playoff run. It wouldn't surprise me if he ends up being a contributor by next year in meaningful games.
Nah, it wouldn't surprise me at all. I think oftentimes when these kind of games happen like this, and there are people among the fan base that totally ignore context because they want the Knicks to win every game, and they're looking. We saw this when the Knicks stunk too. Everybody's like, Mike Brown's the problem. They got to find. There has to be one thing to point out, right? And sometimes it's not one thing. Sometimes you got a bad night. It happens. Like, sometimes we don't have to overreact. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's good. I'm with Bryan. It ain't good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world either.
Like, I can't say a 40-point loss is nothing. It's not. It's obviously not everything. And, there's a lot of context to it. I don't think it's as bad a loss as the game where they were more healthy and lost by 30.
I agree.
That one was like, you came into it, and it was like, it felt like what this could have been also before the injuries. Like, it felt like the game of the season at that point. And there's going to be more of that moving forward because we're getting to a more important point of the calendar. You would have rather not lost by 40, I think.
Yeah, I mean, ideally. It's not ideal.
Like, you would have rather, like, Brunson not shoot whatever it was, 4 for 20, and not play basically a quarter and a half of garbage time. Because a lot of Knicks fans, let's be real, y'all would have been pumping your chests if they kept it close and lost by 4. Maybe they cover, you know what I mean? And it's a close game, and it's like, oh, look at that. Without OG, without Mitch, without Deuce McBride, and with Josh Hart leaving, you only lose by 4. And the Pistons, even without Jalen Duren, that still would have been like a feather in their cap, so to speak.
And on the other side, Pistons fans would probably be there freaking out, being like, we lost to the Wizards, and then we only beat the Knicks without these guys by 4.
Yeah.
This
is the regular season. Like, this is if you've been watching covering basketball for long enough, like, there's just the ebbs and flows of this. Like, this team lost 9 games in an 11-game stretch and then won 8 straight. Like, that's just ridiculous.
But the thing what's amazing to me is that the fans don't learn from that, and there's still like overreactions. Like, you just saw this. You have like literal recent history.
We did a video, 5 reasons why they suck right now.
Yeah, and
basically we're like, we're not saying this is going to be the case the entire year.
Right.
But this is why they're losing right now, and these are the things they need to fix. And some of them are going to come back up because there have been issues with this team that they still need to work through. But as Harrison mentioned, there's no perfect team. Every team has issues. Oklahoma City. Like, people still look at their offense. I look at their offense sometimes, and I'm like, it gets into the mud a little bit too often. And they've also been very hurt this year. It's very hard to repeat. No one has since before those Raptors teams, as a matter of fact. It was the Warriors. Denver's been really banged up this year. We talked about Houston's flaws. Detroit, they need playoff experience, and also they might need a secondary scorer. The Knicks, we've talked about their flaws. Boston, they're waiting on Tatum, and even when Tatum comes back, not everything's going to be fixed. So this is kind of like the NFL season in a way where it's like you don't really know who's going to win the title. You don't really know.
I love that because this NFL season was crazy.
I just hope we don't get, the Celtics, because that'll mean the Patriots are just in 2 championships.
We don't want that.
Yeah, we don't want that.
Russ Beetle 63 said, "Thanks guys for your thoughts. I think Diawara body-wise is similar to Mitch when he was a rookie. He's slender like that. Diawara might fill out.
I think he'll put on,
I think he puts on and becomes that, but I just think his game is a little bit more perimeter oriented than Mitch.
Yeah.
He's probably like a bigger 3 to me that is going to be very switchable. You could play him up on some fours, and I think you'll be fine. But I think that's the profile of Diawara.
If he's good enough to be on in the World Cup team in 2027 for France, then that's a good sign. Is what I'll say.
That'd be a good sign.
That's my barometer for him.
Good sign with his development.
Play in some FIBA competitions. Let's see that toughness.
What are you guys looking forward? I mean, obviously this is a disappointing night, even though I'm personally not taking too much into it. But is it more of an effort thing for you, Harrison, on Sunday of seeing how they? Is it like more? I say more of an effort thing, more of a timing of how they come out on Sunday against the Celtics in response to what happened tonight.
It's just going to be an integrity thing. Just coming out there and really being intentional about trying to win the game, running the offense, not getting discouraged offensively or defensively, and responding to a lopsided loss like this. That's really what it's about. That's really all you can ask for. I don't care who's in the lineup. You just have to come out there and play hard, and not get discouraged by. And that's the one thing that the Celtics do to a lot of teams. They discourage them with the amount of threes they're able to hit, or how disciplined they are sticking to the defensive principles. You just want the Knicks to go out there and compete. And I think, we don't have to get into the whole Mike Brown versus Tom Thibodeau thing. But
we've done that enough.
Yeah, I don't need to do that. But I will say the one thing about Tom Thibodeau, or the one thing about the Knicks from last year, there's no quit. And so I would love to see how they respond Sunday in Boston.
Yeah, what's funny? To that point, I'll say, I don't know you're not saying this. I think the Knicks have fought a lot this year. I thought the last game against Detroit was a really interesting game for me because when Mikal Bridges had that foul at the end of the first overtime, that felt like a game where it was like, the Knicks are just going to lose this game. We've seen that movie before, and he did it. And
Jokic 1 for 13 from 3. You got to take advantage.
And Mitch, a lot of good defense by Mitch. Now, Jokic settled a lot in second night of back-to-back, but a lot of good defense.
Well, he just
from him
came
there.
back, too, so that's
Two.
That's the other part
That's
of
another thing, too. I agree with you about the intentionality, though, that they have to have the intention of coming out on Sunday in Boston. We'll see how they look there. It'll be interesting. James Edwards of The Athletic tweeted out there was no update on Josh Hart other than, that it's an ankle injury. So there's no update on Josh Hart, just that he has an ankle injury. I'm sure there'll be more on that tomorrow. Hopefully it's not severe. We don't know if Josh Hart will be able to play right ankle again. So a little bit concerned in that fact that it is the same ankle for him.
Yep.
Josh Hart leaving this game. I think he only had 6 rebounds. He had 5.6 rebounds, 2 assists in this game. So
He's tweaked this ankle like 4 times this season or something like that.
yeah, so that's a little bit of a concern for him here today. So the Knicks, they fall 118-80. Russ Beadle says, "I want them to kick Boston's ass as always." I understand. Everybody always wants to see them do that. We'll see. Look, everybody was bad tonight. Everybody was bad. Brunson was bad.
Except Mikal. I'll give it to him.
Mikal was good. Mikal came out for his first 2 threes.
Yeah. He tried to set the tone.
But listen, here's one last thing I would say too on this. It's like, look, I think sometimes fans think that they are more angry than these players are. Nobody likes to lose by 38 points.
That's more of like, you make so much money. You can't possibly be as pissed off as. And
I don't like when people do that because
I don't like it either.
You know what?
You can't prove it either.
You can't prove it. And some of the people that say this, you have bad days at your job.
Yeah, I was gonna
and
say,
nobody's coming and criticizing you.
We say this. It's a job at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
it's a job. Sometimes you have bad days at your job, and nobody's coming and criticizing you, and you're criticizing guys. They care.
Yeah.
As all of us who've covered teams, been around teams, these athletes care very much. Nobody's trying to be out here getting their butts kicked. A lot of them.
Now, look, there are some who don't. I don't know if any of them are on this team.
I don't believe that.
You know what I mean? I doubt that. I really doubt that.
I don't believe anybody's on this team.
Yeah.
All right, so Knicks lose 118-80. Any final thoughts for you here? Even though you're 0-1 in the seat on the watch party.
I don't like that. Just flush it, y'all. It'll be okay. You know the injuries going into the game. The Knicks will be just fine. Don't ruin your weekend over this. I tell you that.
Yeah, last time I did that over a sports team. I'm not doing that. Russ Beal says maybe Josh should sit and get rest now. Be ready for April onward. Ankles need rest to get better.
April's OD.
No, I think he's just saying he wants him to be ready for April onward. I understand what he's saying.
I agree with that.
I think Russ is just saying like, hey, let's make sure he's ready for that time and going forward. So don't play around with him here. I don't necessarily disagree with that. I think you have to. It wouldn't shock me if Josh Hart doesn't play after the All-Star break.
Oh, no. No rush. There's absolutely no rush for all that.
It wouldn't shock me. Bryan, any final thoughts for you here? I'm looking at the poll to see what people. We got 30 votes in. Are you concerned after the Knicks' second blowout loss versus the Pistons season? 67% of the people said yes.
Yeah.
They are concerned.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, look,
sleep on it. You'll be all right.
They still gonna crash.
I wonder how much of the 67%, though. I would say probably the majority of them, if I'm being fair, had concerns already that this reinforced, if anything else. I don't know how much of the 67% are people who had no concerns and now they're concerned. You know what I mean? Like, because of this loss. In a game where they're shorthanded, losing by 40, like I don't think it's that. I think it's more like they already had concerns about this team, which we saw during the skid where they fell in 9 of 11 games, that came back in this one. I think that's what they're holding on to more. I don't think it's like just new stuff that pop up because of this game.
Interesting.
If I may shoot y'all some bail.
I'll shoot them some bail. I'm also like they won 8 games before this, right? Like,
I know, but Detroit is the number 1 team in the East right now.
No, it's maybe we can throw this in the chat before we leave. I'll ask this to you guys. You can put it in the chat and put it as a poll, guys. It's Sunday. I can't believe I'm asking this about a game in February.
This is a must-win
It's Sunday
game
a must-win
against
game.
Stop it.
I had to ask it. It's Sunday.
Them boys
a
win.
What do
Focus
you
on
say?
the Super Bowl. Be all right. No, come on. Stop it.
I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I was trying to, you know what?
A must-win in February.
I think must-wins in February are ridiculous.
I think more of the fan base would tell you that.
You think so? Put that poll up, guys. I want to hear from the fans. Is this a must-win on Sunday?
The poll won't be the be-all, end-all, obviously,
I'm
because
just curious
sample
what people
size
think.
comparatively. But I do think there are more fans than you think that would be like, yeah, like I better see them beat Boston. Part of it is it's Boston, but like I think they're going to say like I better see them beat this team.
Or else what is what I'll say. Or else what? Or else what? What are you going to do? Stop watching Knicks games? They're not going to do that. They're not. That's not happening. Yeah, I think a must-win in February is crazy.
The Knicks are 2-0 in noon games this year. This is a 12:30 start, but 2-0 in noon games. They beat the Magic on December 7th at home and beat the Cavs on Christmas. Both of them at noon. In afternoon games in general, we talked about the Sixers game, which I still think is their best win of the season in Philly. That game was at 3 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a third game. And then they have 2 losses in 5 p.m. starts and another 5:30. So if you want to be overly technical, you could say 4-2 in afternoon games this year.
It's 4-2. Quote from Mike Brown. Got to give the Pistons credit. They kicked our behind, starting with me. Thought the team didn't play fast against Detroit. We talked about this.
Yeah.
The pace, Harrison, you brought that up. And, quote, you have to, against their defense, you have to move the ball quickly.
Yeah.
We talked about,
And
Harrison
it's hard
said this
with that
early on.
athleticism, but you have to still.
Yeah. And I look at a comment here in James Edwards' tweet about that, and it's like, Mike Brown's offensive game plan has been awful. Like, guys, I'd like to say this. You don't think Mike Brown told the guys this before the game? You don't think this is part of his game plan? You think he just is saying this now after the game? No.
Like he learned they were
He
good
just
athletes?
learned that tonight.
No.
Okay, come on.
They know what to do. They just have to execute it. I think.
There you go.
And I think that's the difference between Mike Brown and Coach Tibbs. I don't know if Tibbs believed in moving the ball as much as Mike Brown does. Now the execution still might be at the same level. But I think Mike Brown believes in an offense that will allow the Knicks to thrive in a matchup like this.
It's about them moving the ball.
It's about them. It's about him coaching it better. It's about them playing better and executing better. Point blank. Period.
Yeah, I agree. I think a lot of it comes down to execution.
I mean, I said it before. You got to get to the point where Jalen Brunson can bring up the ball, give it up, and feel confident that he'll get it
back.
again without there being more than 5 seconds on the shot clock.
The thing I think was frustrating for Knicks fans is you've seen this. You've seen him do it in spurts. You've seen it. This comes back to the C word we're talking about, just the consistency of it.
Yeah.
You've seen him do it. They were doing it through the cup run. Some of it was what you mentioned earlier, playing with second ball handler. We saw lineups with Colette, Clarkson, and Brunson. That was like 2 months ago.
You'll probably see Brunson, Alvarado. I don't know about Kolek, but you'll see some stuff. You'll definitely see Alvarado with both of them at different times.
At times.
I do think it's interesting that Brown's one thing I'll say about Coach Brown, and like somebody who goes to a lot of the home games and seeing this, is him saying it publicly like this, that they need to play the ball faster. I'm sure he knows that, needs to move faster, needs to move, but he's told the team that. They know that.
Players have agency.
Players have agency. They know what they need to do. It's what Harrison said. It's now about them executing it. They got to execute it. They got to go out and do it. It's not Mike Brown needs to scheme it up more.
Yeah.
They know what time it is.
They know what time it is. And now, look, we'll see if the Knicks respond in a must-win game on Sunday. Must-win game on Sunday against the Celtics. No, I don't think it's a must-win.
But it will be a top tier road win for them this season, because the resume needs more quality road wins. The Philly and Toronto ones are the best two right now. This one would be up there.
It would be up there. All right, before we get out of here, I got to ask you guys, who y'all got winning the Super Bowl?
Seattle.
I got Seattle too. I just think the amount. I know this is Sam Darnold's first Super Bowl, but don't forget he was also with San Francisco too, as a backup. I think just being familiar with the stage will help him. I'm always going to take the quarterback that's more familiar with the stage, especially when I feel like the execution or talent is even. And right now, I think they're even quarterbacks. Drake May probably has a higher ceiling.
I'd agree.
But right now, they're probably equal level quarterbacks. So give me the one that has more experience.
I like that point.
Seattle's defense is ridiculous, and I think New England's schedule is bullshit. So I'll go with the Seahawks.
I like the Seahawks defense. I think that's the biggest difference for me, and I damn sure ain't rooting for the Patriots. That's not going to happen here.
Yeah.
Even if I thought they were going to win, good times are probably coming for Drake May. I agree with you that the ceiling is probably higher.
Look, they're going to be here for a while,
and they're well coached.
They'll probably go to another
coach.
Super Bowl. They might win this one. They could win, but like Seattle's defense is different, and I think that's a large part of it. Like, we could talk about Darnold, but Seattle's defense now, because it hasn't been like this the last few years, their defense now is ridiculous. I also didn't think that either team was gonna I didn't think we'd Patriots Seahawks coming into the season or even before the playoffs. Did not think we'd be here. And honestly, shout out to Wes, who's one of our editors behind the scenes. I thought his Broncos would be here if Bo Nix were healthy.
I did it because I don't believe in Bo Nix, but that's a whole other story. Sorry, Wesley.
I believe in that defense.
You know that, but their defense is good. Last before we get out of here, Russ says not a must game versus Boston in February. However, I want them to win versus Celtics in any time they play. I hear you. Darnold will see Casper and a lot of unfriendly ghosts, sadly. He's going with the Patriots. Ooh. I don't think Darnold's going to see the ghosts.
It wouldn't surprise. Look, I'm not that confident in this pick. It wouldn't surprise me.
I just hope we're entertained, y'all. I don't want to blow out. I don't want what
all
we
I
saw.
care about is the halftime performance.
I ain't mad at that.
That's all I care about.
I ain't mad at that.
That's all I care about. All right. Look, big week for Puerto Rico. They screwed us with the World Baseball Classic and the insurance shit. I'm not gonna get into it. It's fine. Whatever.
Jose Alvarado comes back home.
We're finally hosting the World Baseball Classic, but don't worry about it. We can't have our best players play because Javi Baez had weed in his system from 3 years ago, and Lindor. I'm not gonna whatever. But Jose Alvarado's a Knick. I think they're the only team. I think the Knicks are the only team in the NBA with a Puerto Rican and a Dominican on the roster, so they understand the cultural importance of being in New York. I think they're the only team. I'm not sure, but I have to look. But I feel confident in saying that because not a lot of us are in the NBA. And then Bad Bunny. Come on, it's a big week for us. So
there you go. All right, everybody going with Seahawks here. Y'all damn sure you're picking the Patriots.
You better order some Spanish food for the Super Bowl. I'm telling you right now.
I might do some of that. I'll be here.
Don't do the pizza.
You doing a Super Bowl party?
I always have people over.
Oh, so you hosted?
I always host.
Oh, that's.
Do you make food or do you order food?
Both. I make. People bring some food.
That's how you got to
What
do
do you
it.
cook?
Make
What are you
some
cooking? What are you
things and
making?
Order some things and have some people bring some
I'm
things.
Jamaican, so it's oxtail
Oh, I didn't realize
season.
you were a fellow Caribbean brother.
Yeah, come on
oh,
now.
oh, okay.
Some beef patties
It's
and
fun.
yeah.
It's just, I'll tell people. Before, remember I told you I was busting down some food before I came in here?
Yeah.
Had a beef patty, had some jerk chicken.
Oh, he even telling me that's
I didn't even tell you.
crazy.
You know what it was? You know what it was?
Okay.
I got some. I got some plantains out there because I gave some. I gave some to Nikolai, our technical director, because I knew he was going to sniff it out. He's going to smell it. So I had to give it to him. You know, maybe it was. I recognized the Caribbeanness, and I was like, yo, I can't let Harrison know. I was hungry, bro. Sorry.
That's all right. Well, thanks for letting me know after the fact.
I still got some left out there though. I got you.
I'm good on this.
All right, so you gonna make some oxtail?
Some oxtail, some
man.
beef patties. You know.
All right,
it'll
so
be good.
we're not gonna tell people where you live. Just Harrison
Shout out
Sanford's.
to Alphabet City. We're good.
There you go. Harrison Sanford's Super Bowl party is gonna be lit. We'll
No.
say that.
My parties are never lit. My watch parties are never lit.
They're not lit. They're low key.
I'm watching the game, and you're not allowed to pull up if you're not watching the game. It's not music playing.
That's
it's
fair.
not. It's not y'all talking during the game.
You don't want the-
y'all want to talk during the game and then be quiet during the commercials. Hell no, not in my apartment. Absolutely not. It's a watch party. It's not a party. It's a watch party.
I love that.
You know what?
I love the rules.
Have you ever
I love
kicked
that.
anybody out of the watch party for disrespecting the rules?
People know they don't come.
I love that.
I make the list.
You're like, I'm keeping those people away.
Yeah,
No, they can't.
I want to have a
what?
conversation on fourth and 2. You can go.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. You gotta have a
love
you gotta have a
that,
standard.
honestly.
I'm with you on that.
So it's too casual of a party environment for some of these Super Bowl parties. Not mine.
We
Watching the game.
We could talk after. Yeah, you want to be quiet during the commercial. Yeah, that's
Come on.
That's a no go. All right, we'll see. Should be a good should be a good Super Bowl. Brian's gonna be watching for Bad Bunny. I'm gonna be here in studio at work during the Super Bowl, so doing some stuff. But it'll be fun. I'm bringing some food for the people. I'm gonna do that. I would not. I'll say maybe I should bring some oxtail. Nah. Sorry, y'all don't deserve it. Oxtail prices.
You must have some money.
No,
you gonna get for the whole office.
Hey man, the last time I made some oxtail was for Christmas, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I always make some for Christmas, sometimes for Thanksgiving, and the oxtail prices are crazy out here, man. The oxtail prices are crazy.
This economy.
Nikolai just asked me in my ear for a plate. Should we give Nikolai a plate?
Shit, I want one.
See, them prices. That's what I was saying. Those
Oxtail's
prices.
not cheap.
All right, Harrison's gonna be making the oxtail for the Super Bowl. Not me.
And I charge at the door.
With those prices, I am not mad at all. I am not mad at all. $10 a head? That feels too low.
Hey, listen.
20. You got to do like 20 a head.
Yeah.
If you wanted to go,
And you
plate,
have to
definitely
buy, and you
20
have to get a plate. All right, you can't come and not eat, or just eat the finger foods. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
absolutely.
You don't get like, for me it would be like, you don't get an empanada and go. No.
You got 25, and you got to bring something for a drink for the guest. That feels like a fair, purchase to get into the watch party. And then you got to remember to shut up during the game. That's the only thing. That's the only thing we ask.
Absolutely.
All right, everybody, check out Harrison Sanford on MSG. Does a fantastic job. Also host of the Green Room.
Inside the Green Room.
With Danny Green.
Yeah.
Also does there.
Former
ESPN Radio.
near Finals MVP, Danny Green.
Yeah, Long Island's own Danny Green. Check him out there. Harrison, man, I wish we could say you were 1-0. But you were 0-1 in the seat.
It's not Harrison's fault.
It's not your fault. You brought the effort today.
It's all good.
You did well. We appreciate you, brother. We got to have you back up here again for sure.
Let's do it. I'm down.
For sure.
Down.
There you go. That is Bryan Fonseca. I'm Dexter Henry. Thank you to everybody watching with us, joining us on New York Got Game, Knicks Watch Party Live. We'll have more coming your way next week, including a really great interview that's coming out with a Knicks legend. Should have that you guys wait tomorrow. We'll let you know more about that. Also, some great content coming up on New York Got Game. Harrison, I'm telling you, is going to be back on with me in some capacity to talk Knicks basketball. I told him we have to still do some more of that. So will be more of that. Please go support my brother on MSG. Go give him a follow. All that good stuff. Appreciate y'all. Hopefully you get better. Don't take it too seriously. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Enjoy the Knicks game on Sunday before the Super Bowl. Hopefully they get a win. We'll see what the Knicks do. I'm Dexter Henry, Harrison Sanford, Bryan Fonseca. We'll catch you next time on New York Got Game. Peace, y'all.
thanks for watching New York Got Game. Boom shakalaka.